Hi again guys, and welcome to another speed build for Forza Horizon 3, and this particular build is for another car which you can start the game with, if you choose to, the S15 Nissan Silvia. Hugely popular drift car, but also with the right tuning. A pretty monstrous straight line machine as well. Now, as far as the tune, you can find this tune, as with all of my builds, on my storefront. If you like the way this looks and just want to get it on there, you can find it on the storefront using the keywords in the description below as always. But this tune is of course for if you don't want the body kit, maybe you want a different wing, different rims, then this is for you. Or maybe you just want to see how it's done. Now, as far as upgrades, I would recommend of course an engine conversion. The particular conversion I would recommend is the V8. The quad rotor is enticing, it's a fantastic sounding engine, it's a great engine, but it's not the most conducive to top-end performance. So I would recommend the V8 in the case of this model. I would also recommend all-wheel drive as usual. A lot of people probably don't want that on a Silvia, so I can understand if you opt not to, but I would recommend it. You want the twin turbo. Obviously the body kit is optional, you don't have to do that, but I've opted to. As far as the rest, basically upgrade everything that improves the car. I would, as you can see, recommend the roll cage, you can see it through the body there. And as far as the tune, which is of course the way to unlock that potential that all of these upgrades have, 2 seconds to 60 is what you're looking at, just under 4.4 to 100, and just under 260 miles per hour flat out. So not quite as quick as some other builds that we've done, but still pretty rapid, to say the least. Now, as far as the setup for the gearbox, as you can see, we have lowered the final drive to 2.73, but then for the rest, I've only adjusted some of the gears. Now, as always, I would recommend playing around with this. Find what works best for you. If you end up making it slower, it doesn't matter. You can just come back to this tune and do it again. But it definitely has more potential, as all of the cars in the game do. These aren't designed to be the quickest possible tunes, they're designed to be canvases for you to work from. So, I would recommend first a gear of 2.89, then second on 2, then 1.5, 1.17, 0.95 and 0.75. Then for the rest, I've got a little bit of camber on this model because it does actually help the benchmark numbers. 0.2 of a degree of camber front and rear, negative camber that is. Then we've got neutral toe, 6 degrees of caster. The anti-roll we've rounded off to 30 and 21, springs to 142 and 168. Ride height isn't slammed. We've got it a little bit higher than that, again, for the best benchmark numbers. We've got dampers on 13, 14, 6 and 6. Aero doesn't apply. Then as far as the diff, we've got 100% on acceleration, 0% on deceleration, and a 70% split in favour of the rear. So that's it overall for the build. And as I said, play around, make it even better. That's the point of these tunes. So, if you do decide to either get this from my storefront or do it yourself, either has its merits, then obviously I hope you find it fun and definitely competitive. And considering that, like the GT350 Mustang, you can start the game with this car, it's pretty impressive how quick it can be made to be. So, if you'd like to keep up with other Horizon builds and various other Forza builds and builds for other games completely, you can of course subscribe down below to see those as soon as they're released, or you can check out the playlist to see the tunes that I've already done. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.